everybody, it's Emily. I've got some trees here I'm really excited about. This came while we were working up the garden bed the other day, and then it's rained and then snowed, and it's actually snowing this morning, and it stopped raining and snowing, and it's warmed up into the 40s. I'm actually getting a little hot already from just kind of gathering all my materials and walking back and forth. And I've got 5 fruit trees in here, and I've got a couple gooseberry bushes that I got starts of from my sister. She happened to be growing one of the varieties, the Hinomaki Red, if I'm pronouncing that right. That is allowed by permit in Michigan, and I got my permit for that variety. So I have 2 plants of that. I'm going to try to find a spot for those berry bushes and these fruit trees. And these are not all the fruit trees I ordered, though. There's, I think, 10 more from between 2 different companies that are still coming. And I just got a notification when I was on my way out of the house today that my blueberries and elderberries are on their way as well. So I've got lots of stuff to plant, and it's supposed to start raining in a couple more hours and rain all day tomorrow again. So I'm gonna take as much time as I've got and get something done. So I've got some pieces of rebar and the tie down that we used for the dogs when we first got here before they had their GPS collars, and using that to make a straight line for now. And I'm gonna end up planting 2 rows of trees to start with. The doggy's over here trying to find a rodent. Good luck, Jackson. And I've got them spaced about 16 to 18 feet away from this line of bushes here where the trees start between us and the road. And just so they're not too close to any fence that we decide to put in to keep deer out or keep chickens in. And that's proximity to what we're hoping to be the chicken coop sometime soon. So I'm going to start with this row, and then I plan to have another row about 10 feet over from this just to start out. I do plan to prune the trees shorter so that we can pick everything from the ground. I've bought a couple books on how to do that, and I still need to do reading on them, but I can at least get them in the ground now. And when the rest of the trees come, hopefully I'll have figured out exactly what kind of spacing I'm going to do, but I'm going to space them out pretty far for now. The varieties that I got that came already are 3 kinds of apple: Honeycrisp, Golden Delicious, and Granny Smith, and a Montmorency Pie Cherry, and 2 pears, a Moonglow pear and an Anjou pear. So I'm not going to plant the apples all next to each other or the pears next to each other. I think to be a pollinator partner, they have to be within 100 feet. So my idea with not planting apple in a row is that if a disease or a pest that were to affect apples were to affect one tree, it wouldn't necessarily damage all the trees and all the harvest. So that is the idea behind that. And now I got to figure out where exactly I'm putting these trees before it starts raining again. The sun was out just a few minutes ago. Now it's already getting cloudy again. So this is how they come packaged. These bubbles. In a plastic bag, wrapped up with shredded paper around the roots. Now when they came, I made sure that the paper was still wet, and then I kept it wrapped up and put it in the garage because that is what the instructions said to do if you couldn't plant them right away. So, and there's the other one. Oh, the other end doesn't have nearly as many paper towel pieces. It looks like they got in the middle somehow. Probably during shipping. And I guess I only actually checked one end. I didn't really think they'd be at both ends, but apparently they are. They'll probably be fine because it's only been, I think, 3 days. But we're going to get these in the ground. I've decided that I'm going to do 3 rows of 5 instead of 2 rows. That will kind of keep it in this first section, and then most of the berry bushes I think will be in the next kind of paddock area. At least that's what I'm thinking for now. Put these. On an apple about in the middle of this row. This is the 3rd row, and then got a pear. It's the 2nd tree there. So we just put it on the end over here. Okay, so I've got a pear, the 3rd row at the end, an apple in the 2nd row at the end, nothing at the end of the 1st row yet. Then 2 trees from the end, we have the pie cherry. Then the other pear, the other apple, the 2nd apple, and then this 3rd apple in the middle of the 3rd row. Actually, no, I'm going to move the, what was it that I put here? The Golden Delicious apple. I'm going to move the Golden Delicious apple just slightly, about 5 feet, because I'm going to stagger the rows. So instead of having it like a grid, it's going to be kind of a zigzag of trees. So the 1st and 3rd row will match tree spacing, and then the middle row will be offset by about 5 feet each. Okay, so that is where the Golden Delicious apple is going to go. Okay, so we've got apple, 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 and then pear, pear, pie, cherry. I've got a sweet cherry coming, so that'll go not too close to that one, as well as a bunch of other fruits. It's time to start digging. It is also starting to get cold again, so digging will help me warm up, so I guess that's a good thing. It's time to dig. I planted 6 trees. I realized that I had said 5 trees at some point. There are 6 trees, which does mean there are 7 varieties of fruit I was planning to plant today. Because there's 3 apple, 2 pear, 1 cherry, and 1 variety of gooseberry, but 2 bushes. However, I am not going to be planting those gooseberries today because I'm getting really cold. My nose is cold, my fingertips are cold, and I think it's going to start raining soon. And I still need to get these trees watered. So I'm going to run in and grab the kids and have them help me bring out buckets of water to water these trees. Today I've got all the kids with me, or they're going to be joining me shortly. And we are going to get back in the orchard and mulch around the trees that we planted already. And today I got a notification that the elderberries and blueberries I ordered are coming today. So we're hopefully going to get those planted, as well as my gooseberry bushes. So the first thing we're doing is we've got these cardboard boxes I pulled out of the garage, all of our moving boxes, and I'm getting the ones that aren't shiny, and we're going to remove any packing tape or stickers and then cut them up to put around the base of the trees. And then we've got some kind of rotting hay bales around the property that we're going to go collect from to use as the mulch. Blueberries and elderberries. Okay, let's open this up.
There's sticky residue from the tape.
Okay, this is the Samuel elderberry and Samuel elderberry. I don't know how to pronounce these. 2 different varieties of elderberry, so they can cross-pollinate. This one, I think the Samdal, is supposed to be like 5 of these to 1 of the other one, and I'm just gonna wait till this is bigger and take cuttings from it and propagate instead of purchasing that many bushes. So that is the plan for these. Then I have a Patriot blueberry and a Jersey blueberry. So we've got cardboard around the first tree, and we're going to do this to each of the other trees. And then I think we will plant the berry bushes and then do the same for them, and then mulch everything at once. We've decided, instead of putting the berry bushes out there, kind of where the raspberries are. We're going to interplant them with the trees. So blueberries are going to go in this first row, and we'll probably expand the number of blueberry bushes we have over the years. So the oldest child is digging a hole there, and the middle child is digging a hole there. I call them by their birth order just because they don't necessarily want to be named yet in the videos. But so that's why I've been referring to them as oldest, youngest, middle. I'm gonna go find the sulfur I have to plant these blueberry bushes with. Not sure if this is what I'm supposed to do or not, but these root balls are very tightly wound, and I'm going to soak it in some water for a little bit to see if I can get them to loosen up so they'll grow out. Oh, go on. She's rolling on my blueberry bush. Go on. Why don't you guys start with the cardboard?
No.
Before she destroys that bush. So I'm just going to soak them in water a little bit and then see if I can get the roots to spread out when I put them in the ground. There's a little too much water in this bucket still. So this blueberry plant gets a little more to drink. And I just put the tags in there so I don't forget which one's which. And now on to cardboard and mulch. Got cardboard around all the bushes that we've planted so far and the trees. We don't have the elderberries in the ground yet. They're still in that bucket. But now we're going to collect some hay. We jokingly call it wild grown hay bales because they're just out in the woods, presumably to attract deer to have something to eat for hunting purposes. And it's just rotten hay bales that we're gonna use as some mulch. Oh no, we're gonna need a lot.
Push it down.
One load dumped in the orchard, and the little one is trying to take the wheelbarrow back. Yay, you got it! Keep going! Alright, we've got mulch around all the trees and bushes over here. Left space around each of the trunks because you don't want the mulch right up against it because it could rot. Blueberry bush. And we are going to go ahead and mulch the raspberries as well. So we didn't quite get enough hay over here to cover up all of the raspberry area, but we're gonna take a break and we still have to come back out and plant the elderberries, so we'll just grab some more hay mulch when we get those in the ground. So I'm back at it by myself this time. I had to run into town. The youngest is making pizza for dinner with the supervision of the oldest, and I'm pretty sure the middle one's playing video games or watching YouTube or something. We're gonna get these elderberries in the ground. They've been soaking for quite a while, so hopefully the roots are loose enough that I can kind of make them go out instead of wrapping all around. And then I'll finish all the mulching. I'm actually going to make this hole quite a bit wider because once I got the roots unwound, I mean they go out pretty far, so I want them to be able to go outward and not continue to twist around the plug. But they were quite twisted up. So hopefully you can see, got roots going out to the side, and I put a little bit of dirt on them to keep them in that direction. And then I'm going to fill the rest in. The directions said to bury it 1/2 inch above the plug, so to bury the stem a little bit deeper than it came. And so that's what I'm going to do, and then we'll repeat the process with the other variety. Well, I got everything planted with the help of the kids earlier, and all the cardboard is down to help suppress the grass or weeds from growing up around the new plants. And I've got the rotting hay we're using for mulch on everything except the elderberries. I need just a little bit more, so I'm just going to go grab it up in my arms, and I can use the wheelbarrow and get that on there. And I'll give you a look at everything. And I'm super excited about this. It's going to be so good. And I can't wait till we get fruit. It's probably going to be, a couple of years, but at least. But pine trees. It's still exciting, even though it's not happening right now. hopefully that will be enough. And then the kids have told me that the pizza is ready and we are going to sit down and watch a movie together. We'll just get this on there. A little more than I needed, but that's okay. The pieces of cardboard for the elderberries are a lot smaller, and really that's just because I didn't want to go find more cardboard to use. This on the other one. So this is what the elderberries are looking like. There's one of the trees. It's a Granny Smith apple. It's the other elderberry. Gooseberries. Now these are Hinnomaki red. And I had told you before that I really wanted green gooseberries, and I still do, but this was just what I was able to get at the time. So in the future, I'm still going to keep looking for a green variety that is on the list of approved gooseberry bushes that can be grown in Michigan in my area. I found, there's Pixwell seems to be available just about everywhere, but I can't grow that here. It's not on the approved list. So that may have actually been what my grandmother had, which is really the kind I would love to have, but I've got to find a cultivar that is on the approved list for Michigan. So that is a future Emily project, not this year. Will we have green gooseberry bushes? But one year we definitely will. So I just need to get everything cleaned up, but this is what our orchard is looking like so far. Still got more trees coming, and don't know when yet. I haven't gotten notifications that they are on their way, but we will plant them in the same area. Trees 10 feet apart, and then the bushes about 5 feet apart, or 5 feet from the trees. Kind of halfway between the trees is what I was doing. The kids kind of dug these elderberry bush holes up, less than 5 feet from that tree, but I had help, so that was very much appreciated. So I'm gonna get everything cleaned up and head in to watch that movie and eat pizza with my kids. So thank you for hanging out with me and the kids while we did this project, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Bye!